More than 7 decades have passed since China's controversial annexation of Tibet, but the far-reaching geopolitical consequences of that action continue to reverberate. The expansive Tibetan plateau and the nearby Hindu Kush mountains have collectively earned the moniker of the world's third pole, due to their substantial glacier coverage, second only to Antarctica and the Arctic. This region serves as the origin of numerous vital rivers in South Asia and Southeast Asia, including the Indus, Sutlej, Brahmaputra, Irrawaddy, Salween, and Mekong. With these waterways being a lifeline for 1.6 billion people across these regions, Tibet's role as the water tank of the world is undeniable. However, China's annexation has granted it control over the sources of 10 major rivers, spanning 11 countries, making it a significant geopolitical concern. The potential for equitable sharing of water resources, a common good for all nations, seems reasonable in an ideal world. Yet, the reality is more complex, particularly when a dominant, expansionist power like China exerts control over water flow as an upper riparian state. The unilateral construction of expansive dams by China on the Brahmaputra, known as the Yarlung Tsangpo, and the Mekong, known as the Lancang, has placed lower riparian countries such as India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam in a state of apprehension. China's establishment of 11 dams on the Mekong, with an additional 11 under construction, has raised concerns about its intentions. Laos and Cambodia, with support from China's Belt and Road Initiative, are also part of dam building activities, creating significant worry about their downstream impacts. The Chinese dams in Yunnan province alone can obstruct a massive 47 million cubic meters of water from flowing downstream. This situation puts over 70 million livelihoods in Southeast Asia at risk, as their dependence on the Mekong could be crippled by China's decisions. Efforts at regional cooperation over the Mekong River extend back more than 6 decades, leading to the establishment of the Mekong River Commission (MRC) to ensure equitable use and sustainable development of the river's resources. Despite this, China has maintained a distance from the UN-sanctioned MRC and instead founded the Lancang Mekong Cooperation (LMC) in 2015, involving countries like Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. This maneuver has allowed China to exert influence while circumventing international law. The absence of China's cooperation and data sharing exacerbates the concerns and challenges facing the lower riparian nations. The impact of China's dam building spree on the Mekong ecosystem has been devastating. Reports indicate that the river's fish population has plummeted by 40% over the past decade due to these activities. Vietnam, in particular, has borne the brunt of China's actions, as its internal freshwater resources from the Mekong have decreased by a staggering 65% since 1961. Moreover, sediment levels in the Mekong Delta are projected to decline to only 3% of 2007 levels by 2040, due to the impact of Chinese dams. This phenomenon forces farmers to rely heavily on fertilizers and groundwater, ultimately jeopardizing the region's sustainability. The situation is equally concerning in the Brahmaputra basin, where China's dam construction poses significant security and environmental risks. Despite India's annual payment of $125,000 for flow data, China's refusal to share such information during crises has heightened tensions. China's plans to construct a mega dam near the Great Bend, close to the border, have heightened concerns about flash floods, dry spells, and uneven flows that could adversely affect regions in India and Bangladesh. Beyond its territorial conflicts, China's subtle yet potent, non-military, war over water demands attention. Its recent 5-year plan for water security indicates a strategy of diverting water from southern to northern regions, with little consideration for environmental consequences or neighboring countries' needs. China's use of water as a geopolitical tool to increase influence and exert control is a pressing concern. Dealing with this multifaceted challenge requires a collaborative approach from affected countries. Measures like incentivizing transparency, providing evidence of water diversion, pressuring China to join international agreements, and garnering support from environmental groups are all valuable strategies. India, for instance, can spearhead awareness campaigns among countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, and Thailand, highlighting the impending disaster caused by China's hydro-political actions. International alliances, including Japan, South Korea, the EU, and the USA, can be instrumental in calling out China's manipulation of transnational rivers. Domestically, addressing the adverse effects of Chinese dams requires education on water conservation, promoting sustainable agriculture, and efficient water management systems. India's Act East policy should foster engagement with regional bodies like BIMSTEC and ASEAN, prioritizing water security and environmental well-being in interactions with China. China's unilateral control over water resources underscores the necessity for action. Contesting, countering, and prevailing over China's hydro hegemony is imperative for the well-being of downstream nations and the future of equitable international water management. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share the video.